Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah with Creative Ramblings. I am so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to walk you through creating a custom scan to pay sign. It's going to look something like this. We're going to walk through how to create a custom version of this. I'm going to provide you with the free SVG to get started, and then we're going to add a logo and some detailed QR codes. This project is going to help you get comfortable with your laser and your software. We're using xTool Creative Space to do all of this. This is also a great project to really understand power and speed settings so you get a perfect engrave on wood with no charring. The other reason that I want to show you how to make this is because a scan to pay sign is great for your craft fair. It allows your customers to come up to your booth where you're selling all your creative laser projects, and they can simply scan that Venmo QR code to pay for their product. Whether you are looking to quit your full-time job and do laser projects full-time, or maybe you're thinking about possibly doing one craft fair this year, a sign like this can really help you.
If you are brand new to lasers, you don't have one yet, and you're a little lost trying to figure out what you want to get, I really want you to consider joining my YouTube membership program. Just hit that join right below this video. I have a 9-video course in there all about lasers from the very beginning, like what is a laser, walk you through absolutely everything you need to know, and it's available exclusively to members. So if you hit that join button, you'll learn all about it and see how you can take advantage of that course.
For this sign specifically, I used a sign just like this. In fact, I used this version right here at a craft fair this fall. I don't do many craft fairs, but I knew I wanted a way for customers to easily pay me for the products that I was selling. And it worked. It was a very smooth experience for all of my customers. But what really struck me is that at this craft fair, I was the only one making laser items. There's a lot of other unique and really creative vendors. But every single vendor at this small craft fair came up to me and commented on my sign and how efficient this was and how nice this was for customers and how they wish they had something like this. So as a laser crafter, not only can you use this sign for yourself at your own craft fairs, but this would be a great piece to customize for other small business owners, especially those who don't craft with a laser. Maybe they make floral wreaths or resin projects. You could help create them something like this so that they can go use it at their own booth. Let's jump into this project. Underneath this workshop, you're going to find a couple resources. The first is the supply list of everything I'm using, including the specific laser and the materials. You're also going to find a free SVG starter for this sign that you can bring into xTool Creative Space or whatever laser software you're using and then customize it. The first thing we're going to do is open up xTool Creative Space on my computer. We're also going to need a couple other websites open, specifically PayPal on the computer and the Venmo app on my phone. What you can do with this SVG, if you only wanted to use Venmo or only PayPal, you're going to be able to manipulate this SVG to take out and add what you want or don't want. But I'm going to show you how to add both Venmo and PayPal. So let's go to the computer and do that. We are in xTool Creative Space, and I'm going to navigate up to a new project. xTool updates their software often. So if my screen looks a little bit different than yours, we are probably using just a slightly different variation of the software. So for this project, I'm going to be using my xTool P2. It's not connected just yet. We will do that in a moment. Let's start on a blank canvas here by bringing in that free SVG. You can download it to your computer and then upload it right here. This is what the SVG is going to look like when you bring it into the canvas. So you can see that I can actually break this apart and each piece is separate. So if you want to, I could go ahead and hit ungroup. Be very careful when you hit ungroup because each of these individual pieces is going to be able to be deleted. So by hitting ungroup, I could select PayPal and just delete that completely. So you're able to customize this from here if you'd like. But we are going to select everything. So just Control A, and I'm going to make this a compound vector. It's going to bring everything together permanently for me. Now we want to add a custom QR code for both PayPal and Venmo. And in XCS, we have the ability to do that, and it is super easy. We're just going to come over here to Applications and Code Generation. Okay. I have QR code selected, and now I'm going to type in the payment address. Venmo does create its own QR code, but it is saved on your phone. It's difficult to get the QR code off the phone because it's an app. So we're just going to type in the general payment app. So this will be this website / whatever your Venmo username is. I'm going to keep these settings the same down here and then click Save. And now a QR code is created for me. The first thing I want to do before I go any further is grab my phone and scan that and make sure it works. If it doesn't, I can't actually edit my QR code here. These edit buttons are for engraving. I would have to go back into code generation and just create a new one. But before we go any further, make sure that works. To grab a QR code from PayPal, log into your PayPal account, navigate up to Pay and Get Paid, and then click QR code. It will generate a QR code for you. And then you can go ahead and just download this and go back to XCS. Back in XCS, I can come up to this image box on top and upload the QR code. So now I have the QR code for PayPal, the QR code for Venmo, and my sign right here. I'm going to make this canvas a little bit smaller so we can add more. The next thing that I want to bring in, and what we're doing here is just kind of bringing all the pieces in, and then we're going to put them where they belong. The next thing I want to bring in is a little logo to put on top. This is optional. You can do this if you want, or you can just have the scan to pay sign. So I've got a logo brought in here that I'm going to kind of position above the scan to pay sign and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so these are all the pieces that I want to engrave. So now we can start tweaking this. There are a couple different ways to engrave using XCS. These are vectors, the Creative Ramblings logo and this SVG that you brought in. These are vectors. So over on the right, you can score, engrave, or cut them. Both of these QR codes are bitmap images, so you can only engrave them, and the settings are going to be a little bit different. In my experience, I have found that the QR code that you generate right here in XCS, you can leave as a bitmap image and engrave it. We'll talk about settings in a minute, and it's going to come out perfectly. I have found from experience that this PayPal QR code does not engrave nicely if we leave it as an image. So I'm going to show you how to turn an image into a vector. I clicked on the PayPal QR code, and I'm going to come up top here to trace. The software is going to trace everything it thinks should be engraved. And on the first pass, we can see that it's only wanting to engrave a few of those dots. So we need to increase our fuzziness threshold here until every little dot and every piece of the PayPal QR code is accounted for. So I'm at 126. That looks pretty good to me. If you need to go higher, go higher. So let's click Save. And I can pull that vector away from the image. And then with the vector highlighted, I'm going to go over and click on Engrave. So now I've got, let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see it. I've got a QR code that looks pretty clear. It's black and white. Everything looks pretty good. So just like Venmo, scan that, make sure it works. Make sure it takes you where it's supposed to take you. If you are using a different payment system and you've developed a QR code for it, before we go any further, just scan it and make sure it works. I'm happy with that, so I can go ahead and delete the PayPal image. Now I want to adjust this all, just size it appropriately and make sure this looks right. Around my logo here, I'm just going to add a quick kind of oblong rectangle here with some curved sides. I'm going to set that kind of outline just to score and then move it back above. I'm really happy with everything here. So everything we see is going to be engraved. Now we need to come in and add a rectangle so that we can cut a box around this. Now I am just going to duplicate this rectangle. So just Control C, and I'm going to make this version of the rectangle just a little bit bigger. And this rectangle is going to sit behind the other one just to give it a bit of a layered look. You can skip this part if you want, but I like how it looks. So we are going to cut this one out of wood and then cut and engrave this out of wood. But we're going to paint this larger one just to give it a little bit of color. So everything looks good here. We've got our 2 cut rectangles and then all of our engraving. So now it's time to connect the xTool P2S, which is a CO2 laser, and set some parameters. All right, my P2 is connected. Before we start setting parameters, this is how I want, let's hide that background real quick. You can right click on the image and hide the background. I really like working on the canvas only, which is why I don't connect my machine until after I have things designed. So this is what I want it to look like when it's done. I am going to highlight everything because right now this thing is huge. It is 12 inches wide and 17 inches high. So we need to scale this back down. We are locked here. Now I can zoom in and pull these 2 apart. All right, so we are in the P2 and there's a couple things we want to make sure are set here. So first we are processing on the slats. It defaults to this. Make sure you don't have anything weird like a rotary selected. Then we are going to pick our material. I'm using basswood for this. If you are using a thicker or nicer wood, you can choose that from here. Maybe it's pine or maple or a different type of plywood. Just make sure you select that. What selecting the material is going to do is give us these options down on the bottom here. So right now I have one of the cut options set, and it's going to pop up this one-click reference. So it's going to tell me kind of what each one will look like when I cut on it. Your machine may be different from mine. My machine has a good amount of wear to it, and as it has wear, my settings do change just slightly. So for this, I am looking at a power of 80 and a speed of 40. I can't click 40 here. I can click 45. But if I go off of this and scroll down, I can select these perfectly. Power of 80, speed of 40. If I click off all of these vectors here, I am going to see all the different things categorized by their settings. So both of these cuts I want to be the same. So if I click on this next cut, scroll down a little bit, I can set it to 80/40. So my cuts are set. My score is set to a power of 25 and a speed of 200. And then for the engrave, both the vector and the bitmap, we're at a power of 25 and a speed of 400. Now we can go ahead and take a photo. So we're just going to refresh the background. It's going to show me the basswood that is in the machine. Some lasers have cameras, some don't. I find the camera really, really easy to place your items. So I can see my piece of basswood here. I am going to take this whole thing that I just grouped together and move it up to the top. And I can use this little hand tool down in the bottom left to kind of move everything down so that when I click on this, I can still see the top here. So we're going to move this up to the corner and then move the cut piece over a little bit. The P2S actually has 2 cameras, so there's something called a close shot view. If I click on this next button here, I can take a close shot of that corner. The second camera is going to come in and take a picture. I like doing this to make sure I'm actually as close to the corner as I can get. And it looks like I am. Looks like everything's lined up really well. If you want to remove that close shot, you can right click and just delete close view. So everything looks good. It is time to process. In this screen, we're going to see a couple things that I always like to check before we engrave and cut. So the first thing I look at is my estimated time. This is about right for the size of this piece and what we're doing here. If this time seems crazy high to you, you might want to go back and make sure that all of your vectors are combined. What that means is if I click on just the engrave part here, up on top, I can see that it is a compound vector. If it wasn't, it would say make compound vector. What that does is combine this all into one piece, so the laser moves back and forth across everything, and it's not bouncing all over the place, engraving different pieces at different times. That can make your project take a lot longer. But we've already got that here, and 9 minutes for a 5x7 sign is a pretty good time. I'm happy with all of this. I'm going to hit start, push the button on the machine, and let it engrave. Pulling this out of the laser, this looks fantastic. It engraved beautifully and it cut really nicely too. When your project is all done, be sure to come back and save this so it will save all of your settings and have it ready if you want to make this again. The final step in this process is to paint a border around the back piece of basswood, and then when it dries, glue the two together. We made this project today using basswood. Basswood can be cut and engraved with almost any type of laser. Diode lasers are very popular and they're great for working with wood. I own a number of diode lasers. The reason I chose the CO2 laser for this project is that you get so much less charring when you're engraving wood. So if you take a look at our sign here, we have beautiful, deep, dark engraving without any charring or masking around the letters. Same with cutting. When I rub the edge, I don't get anything on my finger. There isn't any charring on the edge as well. So one of the benefits of having a CO2 laser is it does beautiful work on wood, in addition to being able to work with acrylic and all kinds of other materials. Speaking of acrylic, you can absolutely make this sign out of acrylic. It would look beautiful with two-tone acrylic, the kind where it's a dark color on the outside, and when you engrave it, you get another color underneath. So once you know the basics in XCS for creating custom QR codes, you can have a field day with materials and really get creative. I encourage you to make one of these signs for yourself using Venmo or PayPal or whatever system that you use, and try it out at your first or next craft fair. If you really want to branch out after that, this is a great starting place to look to other small business owners and see if you can make them a custom scan to pay sign. If you liked this presentation, if you got something out of this, come follow Creative Ramblings over on YouTube. I am there multiple times a week sharing videos to help you move forward in your creative journey.